Hello, YouTube. So, the next cycle is upon us. Patch 1.1.7 is coming in a couple days, and I was putting together a build to play. I already made a video on whether I was going to play Circle of Fortune or Merchant's Guild, and I think I'm going to play one character for this entire cycle since it's coming till February, and I'm thinking I'm going to play Warlock. So, I played a Warlock, a Lich, a Sork, Spellblade, Paladin, and Forge Guard last cycle. And from playing that, I think while, the Sorcerer was really powerful, I didn't enjoy mana stacking. I liked building the Spellblade better, but the quality of life wasn't that great. The Lich felt really weak, and Sentinel was not it. So I think I'm playing a Lich. And so really quickly, I want to go over like the skills, the passives, the items I want to get, and why I'm doing it. This is a ambitious build planner. I am playing Circle of Fortune, so maybe it's possible. Key thing to note, since I'm playing Circle of Fortune, you'd think I would want red rings, but I'm not stacking attributes like that. So let's get into it. I'm thinking of doing a Rip Blood setup. Before I did a Chaos Bolt setup, proccing Harvest, and it was pretty fun, pretty good, but the damage felt a little lacking, and it felt like I needed to cast all the time. So of course I picked something else that I also need to cast all the time. I'm getting global spell damage on hit, which the more you cast, the better this is because it stacks for 6 seconds. So the more casts you can get, the more global spell damage stacks. Turning it into necrotic, having it do more damage, having it recast on kill, and then more damage per minion. And then a bunch of cast speed and AoE over here, but that's not that important. More damage on minion because I'm running Bone Curse, and then I'm going to use Bone Curse to create Bone Prison with gaps, which makes I think like 10 or 14. I think it's 14 minions. I don't know about this part, but I'm going to have Bone Curse timeout and cast Rip Blood, which is more casts, which is good, but it doesn't do the global stuff. I might take this out over here and put all the points into damage, and then maybe like recast on direct cast. So, and then I'll go into kill threshold. That's what like my thoughts are right now for Bone Curse. Otherwise, Thonic Fissure. We are doing necrotic stacking, so, and this is a crit build, so I'm going into the right side to get Forbidden Chasm for the crit debuff, taking the damage stuff over here, some torment damage over here, having it do the double fissure because I think the damage from this will be good since I'm necrotic resist maxing, which is obviously this bit down here, as well as since I'm a crit build, I'm using that crit multi. So I'm thinking the damage from Thonic Fissure will be really good. I'm also running Soul Feast again with the same setup as before with the Infernal Hunger, which I think it's weak still, but because I'm doing so many hits from spamming the Rip Blood and the Chthonic Fissure, I think this will be good with the typical damage setup, typical damned per intelligence setup over here. This is pretty much where I'm getting all my damned. I think this is like generically decent enough. And Transplant just to cast Rip Blood, to cast my Bone Curse, and some pretty generic stuff. So this is my thoughts on the skills. I'm going to be spamming Rip Blood between my Chthonic Fissure just to juice it up a little bit. I hope Chthonic Fissure doesn't snapshot damage. I don't know that for sure. And then I'll use Soul Feast occasionally to give me more damage. So the passives are pretty interesting. Acolytes, obviously, just my basic get armor, get necrotic resist, whatever. But Lich is what makes this super interesting. I'm playing a low life build. If you saw from these items, I'll go over them in a sec. But I'm thinking I'm going to play a low life build. So I'm doing the spell damage, leech this health, and then all health leech to increase damage. So this will be pretty interesting, I think. Since I'm playing low life, I'll always have the triple effect from Dance with Death, increasing it to 120% increased damage. So I think that'll be a lot of damage. Increased necrotic damage, maxed intelligence. Pretty normal Lich setup. I'm not doing vitality stuff because maybe I should be, but I don't have the points right now from what I'm thinking. Getting the mana from Soul Stealer if I need it. If not, I will go into Chaos Flames for that increased necrotic damage. Then I'm dealing with the entire bottom side just to apply curses and more defenses. And then this War Decay and Vitality stuff. And then here's the sad part, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to do Chains of Ruined. I'm getting damage chance from this, and I think I want to do the Damned Overload, Witchfire kind of stuff. But it's 15 points. And that 15 points could be put into Chaotic Strikes for like crit multi, double damage. I could get more haste. Like, I could get more cast speed. There's a lot of things I could get instead of this. I also really want to get like Malefic Body because I want the vitality for that necrotic resist it gives, and I want the intelligence for the ward decay threshold and damage. So like these 15 points might not be there in my final build. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. Additionally, I'm not taking Spirit Leech, and each point would give me like 0.5%. So 6 points would give me 3%. Alongside what's already here, that's another 3%. That'd be 6%. 6% at 10 times their value would give me 60% more damage rather than 30%. So it'd give me 30% more damage if I had 6 points to spare, which is okay. You know, it's okay. It also, yeah, it's okay. I think I'd probably take Malefic Body instead, or maybe even, I think I'd take Malefic Body over Bed of Souls. So that's probably like the stuff I'm juggling with right now. It's an early build planner. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this. Then to talk about items, typical Bone Clamor. Like I said, this is very aggressive estimates of what I'll achieve because I'm doing Circle of Fortune. So, you know, maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible. Bone Clamor with increased damage for Rip Blood because that's my main casting ability, and intelligence. Maybe if I get a tier 7 intelligence, you know, I'm not going to talk about the extra affixes. I'm just going to say what's good. Exsanguinous, I do need levels to Chthonic Fissures, so this is a required. Any other stats I can get on there would be great. Marina's Lost Soul, so I'm thinking this is going to be like my big damage item. It increases curse damage, reduces mana cost, increased necrotic, increased spell damage, increased cast speed. Is so good for damage, right? I just lose 10% health, which affects my Exsanguinous because that's low life based off of missing health. Same for Last Steps of the Living, low life based off of missing health. Same for my gloves, which I want to have current health loss per second. Finding this base with this mod will probably not happen, but doing insight crafting, I can probably make the experimental affix happen. So that'll be nice if it happens. Double tier 6 crit multi crit intelligence, not likely. You know, if it happens, it happens. But if I can get like a +7 intelligence with a +5 crit multi, I'll be happy. Tier 7 intelligence rings, I think it's possible if I'm running Circle of Fortune and I play enough. Both are the same, I think. Yeah, just necrotic resistance, intelligence. I might even prioritize necrotic resistance over intelligence, depending on how much damage my Chthonic Fissure does. Chains of Ularos with a pretty defensive setup there. And then Crystal Skull for that crit strike chance. Intelligence, crit strike multi would be crazy if I got it. You know, it's idealized. And then an Omnis. I don't know if I'll get LP on it, but that +1 level to all skills, I'm using it pretty well right now, so I think I want it. Blessings, I'll run crit multi, all resist, armor, and ward decay threshold. I could obviously get necrotic damage over here, and in one of these two, like I think this one, armor shred, but I think the defenses will matter more. So with this amount of health, I will probably need more health somewhere. Hopefully I can get some like percent max health on my Exsanguinous health. Let's see. Let's hope I can get a tier 5 of this here, and maybe like a hybrid health on this, right? If we can hope for that, maybe that's enough HP. I don't know. Like, I don't know what LP I would put on Omnis. Maybe I can get crit multi on there, but that'd be a crazy thing to farm out. Like, this is super idealized. Because my HP is so low, I think I'll only have like 4,000 ward. 4,000 ward's pretty good. I think I'll have a ton of damage with this from the necrotic resist stacking. 425% will be a lot of damage converting into my Chthonic Fissure. plus all the crit stuff that's going on, plus the rip blood juicing, I think the combo is there. I think. It depends on whether your Chthonic Fissure is snapshotting or not. I don't know how that'll work out, but we're hoping. So that's the build. Let me know if you guys are planning on playing any builds during this cycle, or if you're planning on skipping it, or what faction you end up playing, because that would also affect what kind of builds you go for. That's why I'm playing a Warlock with the infinite necrotic resistance stacking, because if I'm going to be farming the entire cycle anyways, maybe that's the way to do it. But yeah, hope y'all have a good one. Share your builds and take care.